Let the great subdivision voyage commence. Our first destination is Oceania, a region shrouded in mystery that is perhaps most known for its remoteness. Besides being far away, many oceanic nations are spread out over vast areas and yet have some of the smallest land areas of all nations on Earth. Speaking of land area, if you projected the world onto a map at full HD resolution and grouped all of the atolls and islands of the Marshall Islands together into one landmass, it wouldn't quite manage to fill up a single pixel. You'd need to add both Nauru and Tuvalu and round up a little to fill a single pixel on this map. Further adding to the mystique is the common practice of representing these countries as shaded areas which are rather reminiscent of electron clouds, in the sense that we know a country exists within it, but its exact position can never be known. It only follows a probability density function. And for all I know, the waters of Micronesia may well be just as red as indicated by this map. I simply haven't seen them, and probably never will. This is, of course, only my perspective as an ignorant Westerner. Despite being mostly small in land area, these nations can be further subdivided, and it is my job as an inveterate nerd to learn what these subdivisions are. So today, I'll be doing what I do best and strip these nations of all their beauty and diversity, and reduce them to a collection of place names. We find ourselves back on Jetpunk with the aptly named all first level subdivisions of Oceania on a map. The fact that these subdivision quizzes exist at all is fantastic because they take a lot of work. Maybe this one isn't the best example because there's only 149 of these, but once we get to the other continents, you'll see just how much work must go into them because we can be talking about over 1,000 subdivisions. Okay, let's go. I'll start with Palau. We can start from the south. We have Hato Hobei. Sounds very Japanese to me, and I think this is the least populated subdivision in the world, first level subdivision. Then we come to... What do we come to? Sonsoro, Angaur, Peleliu, Koror, Aimelik, Airai. By the way, I'm going to butcher these pronunciations, but I will say that I really did try to look up how to pronounce these things, but, you know, Palauan spoken by like 15,000 people and not too many resources available. That said, I have learned some things. The NG, which is coming up now, is kind of like an and the CH sound is pretty much silent. You just kind of skip it like a glottal stop. So let's try this. Esar. Ngatpang. Ngerem lengui. I'll nail this one though. Look at this.
Manakayok.
Good, right? Then we got Ngiwal, we got Ngarmau, Ngarard, and okay, this one's tough. Let's see. You spell it like this. Ngarelong. That's okay. Never mind. Let's move on. Kayangal was the last one. Then we've got this cloud. That's the Federated State of Micronesia. It's got 4 states. You've got Yap, Chuk, Pohnpei, and Kosrae. And Federated State of Micronesia has 4 official languages. In Yap, they speak Yapese. In Chuk, they speak Chukese. In Pohnpei, they speak Pohnpeian. And in Kosrae, they speak Kosraean. And they are not mutually intelligible. I find that really cool. And, you know, you can't just group everything into Oceania. It's very, very diverse. Anyway, we can pick off the US territories to the north there. We've got the northern, accepted north, which is a subdivision of Fiji, but northern Mariana Islands. And then we've got Guam. We can do Hawaii as well, which is up there to the northeast. Then we come to this big collection of blobs. Even zoomed in, they're just represented as blobs. Right, so it's the 24 municipalities of the Marshall Islands. We've got Enewetok and Uyalang. There's actually like 34 islands or atolls / islands in the Marshall Islands. The 24 municipalities, some municipalities include the uninhabited islands because there's no reason to have a subdivision for an uninhabited place. Like, you might as well administer that from a place with people. That's why there are fewer municipalities than islands. Rongelap, we got Utirik, Ailuk, Mejit. Then we have Likiep, we've got Watje, and we come to Malo Elap, Aur, Majuro, which is where the capital is. Then we have Arno and Mili. Mili actually looks a bit like a miniature Australia, but you can't obviously see it with this blob. We've got Ebon. We've got the municipality containing Kili and Bikini and Ejit. It accepted Kili here, which is extremely generous. I'd say too generous. What about all the Bikini people? Or maybe, actually, it's uninhabited, isn't it? Whatever. We've got Namdrik and Iyaluit. We've got Watho, Ujai, Lai, Lib, Jabat. We have Kwaja Lane, Namu, and finally Ailing Laplap. Right. We can do Nauru, which has districts, and we'll start with the Yaren. Then we have Boe, Aiwo, Tenigo Modu, Nibok, Wabwe, Baitsi, Ewa, Anetan, Anabar, it accepted Ana there, which is one of Samoa's subdivisions. We've got Iyo and Anibare, Meneng, and Buada. As you can see, Kiribati is grayed out because it doesn't have any further subdivisions. It's just Kiribati. Then we see this huge cloud over here. That's French Polynesia. The most famous island of which is Tahiti. By the way, with its 190k people, Tahiti's got more people than Nauru, Tuvalu, Tonga, Micronesia, and the Marshall Islands combined. That's a little fun fact for you. Then we've got the Pitcairn Islands to the very east, one of the most remote places in the world, possibly. Let's jump to the west, actually. Zoom in a bit. So here we've got the island of New Guinea, the west part of which actually belongs to Indonesia. So this quiz encompasses the subdivisions that are located in what's considered Oceania, even though the country itself is not considered like an oceanic country. So we start with West. West was part of Fiji there, but West Papua is part of Indonesia. And then we have Papua, or Papua, I think. By the way, since 2022, like November 2022, this has been further subdivided. So we now also have Southwest Papua, we've got Central Papua, Highland Papua, and South Papua. So there's 4 new ones in addition to the 2 we see here. And then we come to a proper oceanic country, Papua New Guinea, and we start with West Sepik, East Sepik, it took East for Fiji again, East Sepik, we've got Madang, Morobe, we have Western Province, then we have Hela, Inga, Western Highlands, we have Yiwaka, we have Chimbu, Eastern Highlands, Southern Highlands, Gulf, Central, National Capital District. National Capital was enough apparently. Then we have Milne Bay. We've got the islands to the north. We have Manus. We've got West New Britain, East New Britain, New Ireland, and Bougainville. And then we have a nice transition to Solomon Islands, so we'll do that one next. We have Choiseul. which shares its name with a subdivision of St. Lucia, which I think is just a coincidence. I think this one is named after a person and one in St. Lucia after, I don't know. Can't remember which way it goes, but I think it's a coincidence. That's one of the most niche facts I've ever given, I think. We've got Isabel. And we've got Malaita and Makira Ulawa. I think Jetpunk is too generous sometimes with what it accepts, because then we have Renal and Bellona. We've got Guadalcanal and Temotu, and that's it. As you can see, Fiji has been mostly completed because it's got north, west, central, and east, but it's also got Rotuma, which is further away than indicated by this. We've got Wallis and Futuna, which is belongs to France. And this collection of blobs is Tuvalu. We'll start from the north with Nanumea, we've got Nanumaga, we've got Niutao, we've got Nui, Vaitupu, let's see, Nuku Fetau, we've got where the capital is, Funafuti, yes, Nuku Lailai, and New Lakita. We move on to Samoa, one of, by oceanic standards, quite big land masses. And the Ana was already completed here. And these names, I don't even, they are complicated. We start with an easy one, Vaizigano, then we have Gaga Ifo Mauga, Gaga e Mauga, Fa'asa Leleaga, Satu Paitea. We have Palauli. Then we have Aiga. That's too generous. It's actually Aiga I Tai. But yeah, whatever. I'm just bitter because I actually learnt all this stuff. Tuamas Aga and Atua. And then we come to Va'a. It's Va'a or Fonoti, but it took Va'a. Va'a. Then we have to the east American Samoa. And I actually don't have too much left. We can do what I called blood spatter in the previous episode. I think I called quite a lot of these blood spatter. We've got Torba, Sanma, Penama, Malampa. Did I say it was Vanuatu? It's Vanuatu. Shefa and Tafea. And this rather kind of big island is New Caledonia, kind of a special territory of France. I think it's officially a sui generis collectivity, and which I think just kind of means special status or something like that. Then we come to Tonga, this cloud here. We've got Niwa, Vavao, Hapai, Tongatapu, the main island, I think, and Ewa. Then we've got, oh yeah, this obscure thing to the southwest here. I think it's called Australia. So we got Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania. It already took Australian Capital Territory. And then we've got Jervis Bay, not Jarvis Bay. I've seen people complain, you should accept Jarvis Bay. No, you shouldn't, because it's Jervis Bay. No one's gonna change a quiz because you can't spell. Anyway, to the east we have a little place known as New Zealand, which in itself is just one first level subdivision. It obviously has more subdivisions, but it's a first level one, together with Niue and Cook Islands. And, oh, I forgot about Norfolk Island, Australian, to the Norfolk. Oh, and that was the last one. So, yay. That was that. It's a bit of an, a soft start to the series, only 149. But, yeah. Next week, I will be doing South America, which is a slight step up. It's got, I think, 243 subdivisions, so it's slightly more challenging, but I think we'll manage. I hope to see you then, and if you want more of this kind of stuff and be notified of it, you know what to do. Bye.